We'll go ahead and begin. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to this evening's meeting. This is the 15th meeting of the Board of Directors during calendar year 2024. We'll begin with an invocation by Pastor Corey Harrison of the First Christian Church, and I'll lead the pledge. All rise.
Good evening. Let us pray. Almighty God, we thank you for the gift of community. What a gift it is to be able to come together with our fellow citizens, our neighbors, our friends and family, people who are like us, people who think like us, look like us, and people who think differently than us, who come from different walks of life than we do, and yet we all come together to form one community. God, I thank you for the work that will take place tonight and done by these dedicated public servants. Thank you for the service that they offer and for all the ways in which they work to provide a brighter future for this community that we all love so dearly. God, may you bless each of them with wisdom and insight, with patience, with a good work ethic, with resourcefulness, and God, most of all, with compassion, love, kindness, and respect for their fellow human beings. God, we thank you also for this wonderful community that you have allowed each of us to play a part in. May you prosper it. May you make justice and love and kindness the virtues which fill each member of this community and that overflow into every home and every street. Through all the mundane details of local government, help us to never lose sight of why we do this. God, to provide a better future for our children and grandchildren, for our neighbors, for their children and their grandchildren, for coming generations, that they may enjoy the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. And this we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call this meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Director Aaron Holliday. Director Phyllis Beard. Director Marcia Dobbs-Smith.
Present.
Director Dudley Webb.
Here.
Director Karen Garcia. Director Steve Trusty.
Here.
Mayor Pat McCabe.
Here. We do have a quorum. We have a
Barely.
couple of directors that are out at the Democratic National Convention and one on vacation, I believe. So we've got a small nucleus of directors here tonight. At this time, we'll consider the approval of the minutes of the regularly scheduled meeting of August 6, 2024. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Trustee, second by Director Webb. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are adopted. Recognition of guests. We have an overflow in attendance today. Do we have anybody in the outer area of the lobby? They can come on in. Seeing none, well, you're all of our guests, and thank each and every one of you for being here tonight.
Point of procedure, Mayor.
Yeah, we got minutes. Can we
Yes,
do the
sir.
minutes?
We did the minute. Yes, sir.
In the agenda.
Yeah.
See, I'm crossing them off before I get to them. Well, we just approved something. What
We
was-
approved
You
the
did the
minutes.
minutes.
I did the
Yes,
minutes,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
the agenda. At this time, we'll consider the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions, deletions to the agenda, or items to be moved from consent agenda to new business? Nothing? We're all good? So I'll entertain a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Director Webb, seconded by
Second.
Director Trustee, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Now, we already did recognition of guests. Consider city manager's report. Mr. Bill Burrow.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. I want to talk about this last storm that came through over the weekend and Sunday evening. It left numerous trees down throughout Hot Springs, throughout Garland County. There was one that we had actually out at Hill Wheatley Park, and I called County Judge Mahoney. He said, "Hey, we've got a tree down over there. We're gonna go and take care of that one." And he had sent me another text back. Usually when we have some kind of event like this, he and I are on the phone for the next couple hours, just seeing if we needed to assist. And incredible amount of trees with that straight line wind. Wasn't a tornado, but I think we lost somewhere around 40 trees in that event. We still have some of our residents that don't have power, but I think they're probably going to get that on by hopefully tomorrow morning or tonight. Marshonda Jones with Entergy has been very good to work with, keeping us informed of where they're at with their crews. Of course, when we have down trees and they've got lines in them, we can't do anything with those until those lines are shut down. But we had a tremendous amount of trees down throughout the city. Denny, I appreciate all the guys in our street crews. I know they had a long night, because as soon as I'd get a new one, I'd send it to you and Ron, and you guys would get it on the list. So it was a big night, and just appreciate that we have the dedicated folks that we have. Hot Springs Fire Department had to cut out a tree at Peninsula Point to get LifeNet into a patient that was needing assistance, and you know, everybody's all hands on deck when we have something like that. So just appreciate them in those times. Just a tidbit on water. Water's still moving through. We've got our intake complete, of course, and we have opened the intake valve. It is fully functional. We've got some water flowing over to the Ouachita plant, and so I don't know that we're making it now, but at least we've got the pipe filled and ready to start that. If we have some of these events like we've had where we get a lot of that backwash that comes back up to the plant, you know, in the past we've had to call the Corps and ask them to release water so we could get that past our intake to be able to get water to continue to make water at the plant without the mud. This is going to solve that. You know, we'll be able to just divert back up to the Ouachita water. All of our raw water lines are in. All but two small sections of the potable water, and we'll have it complete. They're testing behind that. We filled one of the lines over to 290 this past week, going through some pressure tests. This time next year, I really believe we'll have either water in the pipe or we'll be in the testing phase. It's going to take about 30 plus days to test the plant with DEQ as we go through that process. But this time next year, we should be there. So it's really, really good to see that come. You won't recognize the plant from your last visit there. It's really taken shape. I've got some aerials that I think I sent out to the board, but it's truly a mega structure, and it's amazing to see this work happen in that time. Gulfa, we've got a lot of work still happening at Gulfa. You know, again, you know, the 20-inch pipe that failed was never part of our original plan. We were going to build a new pump station with a new main, which we're still doing, but we lost about 8 months. We had significant overflows, which is something that had a lot of people concerned, had us concerned. But as soon as we saw that 20-inch had failed to a point to where we couldn't really use it, we immediately started designing the 24-inch plant. And I'm glad to say that on July 2nd, we put that in service. It has done well. We've not had any dry weather overflows. I didn't check. I don't think we had an overflow. Well, I know we didn't have an overflow from this last rain event we had, so we're able to handle significant rain events. The pump station is coming along very nicely. The 30-inch, $6 million 30-inch pipe from the new station is being constructed now. We'll be bringing something to the board very soon on a 36-inch that will take from where the 30-inch stops at Humphreys Road, and that 36 will run all the way to where we need to be to get it to the plant. That'll be about another $6 million project. We will not meet the CAO timeframe, but there's a lot of issues to that, and we're going to ask for some grace as we move through that process. Just trying to be very transparent with the board as well as anybody that's watching. But we've really significantly have reduced any issues over at Gulfa. If we still have a major rain event in a 2-hour time frame, you know, these systems all through the state are really built on a 2-year flood event. And if we get over that, we could see some minor overflow, but nothing like we were experiencing before, and really proud that we didn't have one after this rain event that we just had, because it was pretty quick in coming. But that's moving along well. We've got a test that we're doing throughout the entire lake that's happening now. We should get results on that, I would say November. We're working though close with DEQ. We're keeping them abreast of where we're at. But we've got to stop the I&I as well. And so even though we're doing all this work from the plant, or from the pump station to the plant, now we have to work upstream in what's called the upper and lower interceptors. But when you think about what's coming into the Gulfa plant, it's the oldest part of our town. It's Park Avenue, it's East Grand, it's downtown, it's everything that's really some of the oldest infrastructure we have. So we'll be coming to the board. We're running some numbers now. We know it's going to be somewhere around 68 million that we're going to need. We're trying to run some models now on what that looks like on a rate. But we'll be bringing that information to the board real soon as well. And this is not only to accomplish what we currently have, but also what we have as a consent administrative order for the end of 2030, instead of trying to wait till 27 and start that process. I think when we go and we talk about the grace we're going to need on the initial part of it, to be able to say we're funding the entire project through 2030, that's going to help us a lot as well. And there's many reasons for that. We had about 9 months getting the plan approved from DEQ, and they're aware of that, and they're working with us. But I can tell you that they're as ecstatic as we are that we've been able to stop the overflows. Just wanted to update the board on that. Moving over to public safety, we've had quite a bit happening in public safety in terms of human resources. Hot Springs Fire Department concludes 2 weeks of intense live fire training. Last week, our 5 new firefighters completed their rigorous 2-week live fire training as part of the Firefighter 1 and Firefighter 2 in-house academy. This is comprehensive training, covered essential skills and knowledge, including fire dynamics, flow path, hose line advancement, search and rescue, hose stream deployment, and effects of stream conversion. This week, the firefighters will have a week-long training in hazmat. We'll be hosting the graduation for these 5 firefighters from the academy on Friday, August the 30th at 11 a.m. And I'll get this information set out. At the main fire station on Broadway, our 5 new firefighters are Herberto Barrera, Hunter Font, Abraham Lira, Alex Martini, and Robert Pinter. So glad to see them coming through the academy, and you know, they'll have a test through the fire academy. This speeds up that time that we don't have to wait for the fire academy to put on another class. We've got certified trainers here that can do those, and then they'll have a proctor basically come up and do their final exams. Hot Springs Police Department will be hosting a badge pinning ceremony also on August 30th. This will be at 1:30 at the police department. We've got new officers being pinned: Josh Crum, Ryan Hanley, Rourke Juarez, Seth Mostes, Zachary Reeves, Victor Artigo Cirillo, Braden Watson. We have officers being promoted to corporal. Those officers are Chad Ford, Jonathan Smith, Ty Threadgill. The rank of sergeant is Ben Mitchell, Richard Nunez, Hunter Scott. Rank of lieutenant is Alan Constant, Chris Lackey. Some of these you've heard before. The promotions have taken place. This will be their official badge pinning that'll be taking place on this date. The new hires we have in the city, we've got Brandy Parker in planning, which actually was a transfer, I think, from another department. Christine McCann, District Court, Courtney Chambers in District Court, and Kaylin Stalkup in a clerical position at the police department. So we want to welcome all of those new hires to their new roles. August 9th, our very own Human Resource Director, Brooke Gilbert, had the honor of inspiring the next generation as a career speaker at the world-class Hot Springs High School Junior Academy. Speaking to 11th graders, Brooke shared valuable tips on how to shape a successful future and reminded them that they all hold the power to control their destiny. We're so proud to see our leaders making a positive impact in the youth in our communities. So proud of that, proud of those organizations. Last thing I have is our Hot Springs Planning Department. They'll be hosting 3 Code Forward community events. These will be on the website. They'll include a presentation of the proposed changes to the zoning code that staff has been working on, and opportunities to speak and provide input with city staff and their consultants. First meeting will be noon on August the 27th at the Garland County Library. 4 p.m. August 27th at the Garland County Library, and then noon on the 29th, which will be a virtual meeting, and those passcodes and Zoom link will be on our website. After that, the Planning and Development Department staff is providing 2 upcoming opportunities for Hot Springs property owners to discuss the new zoning map and what those changes may mean for them. It'll give an opportunity, those that have property, maybe they have a development that they're thinking about or want in action or just their own home, are able to come and meet with staff, review that new zoning map, the draft of the zoning code. That'll be at 1:30 on September 3rd at the Garland County Library, 9 a.m. on September 10th at the Garland County Library. No appointments needed, just stop by and staff will be there to kind of have more of a one-on-one to answer some questions instead of the presentation format. So really appreciate Kathy Selman, Lauren Atkins, and all the others that have worked so hard on this particular report. I'm sure I'm leaving Don, Rick, everybody in the planning department. Just want to thank them for this hard work. This has been a labor of love. It's been going on for a while, so glad to see it getting to this point. Mayor, that completes my report.
Very good. Any questions of Bill? Thank you. This time we'll consider from individual directors announcements regarding upcoming events. Do we have any upcoming events?
I have one I'd like to talk about.
Pardon?
I have one.
Please.
We have one of my favorites and one of the most popular ones that our advertising and promotion puts on is our 7th annual baseball weekend. It will be this Friday and Saturday at the Hot Springs Convention Center. Since we are the birthplace of the Major League Baseball spring training, we're going to have a lot of there's videos, there's photographs. We're going to have some Hall of Famers like Johnny Bench and Robin Yount and Ted Simmons. And you get to meet them in person, get some autographs, and hear their unforgettable stories. So I hope everyone turns out for that. It's a wonderful thing. I usually attend it, and I hope they have another good turnout this year. Thanks.
Thank you. Other directors have upcoming events. Director Webb?
Thank you, Mayor. One event, You Are Somebody Family Fun Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's at the Arkansas School for Math and Science and the Arts, 200 Whittington Avenue. At this particular event, there'll be unlimited resources presenting You Are Somebody Family Fun Day. It's a free event. It has speakers, music, a fashion show, and more. And for more information about this event, you can text ACE, A-C-E, to 501-414-1774, or you can email capital U, capital R, somebody, 501@gmail.com. So that is Saturday, August 31st, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Director Trustee?
Thank you, Mayor. As many of you know, if you were here not too long ago, we presented a retirement well, we honored Dr. Hogan upon the event of his retirement, and we presented a resolution in his honor. Dr. Wade Durden is named the 5th president of National Park College, and tomorrow night at the Hot Springs Country Club from 5:30 to 7 p.m. There's a welcome reception for him, and the email that I got today. It says, come on out. The temperature's in the 80s, plenty of parking, no excuses. We'd love for you to stop by. So if you can tomorrow, it's not a full hour and a half program, but just to drop in and welcome him to his new position. He's been with the college, I think, 11 or 12 years. Thank you.
That's on Wednesday night or Thursday night?
What did I say? It's Thursday night.
Yeah, you said tomorrow night.
No,
meeting.
Thursday night.
Thursday
Sorry.
night, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
With Labor Day right around the corner, there'll be a fireworks display on Sunday evening, September 1, obviously starting at dark, at the Highway 7 bridge opposite the Doubletree Hot Springs. And so certainly it's a free fireworks display. You know, that can be very, very congested down there. So, and there are good viewing spots that you don't have to be caught up in the total mix. So, I mean, just get yourself a little bit of higher ground nearby. I think even the mall area has some plenty of parking, and you can see the lights, fireworks display above the tree line. So get out there, enjoy, but be very, very careful. And in being careful, just a reminder, we know that school's in session. Don't text and drive through school zones. Shouldn't be doing that anyways, but you know, pay attention. You know, it's always wonderful to be able to get through a school year without having any of our children hurt by passing motorists, walking around the bus. You know, they're kids. They can be distracted. We're adults. You know, we need to stay focused. So thank you. Any other announcements of upcoming events? Thank you. We'll move on to consent agenda. These are of a routine nature that do not merit individual discussion. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Director Dobbs Smith, seconded by
Second.
Director Trustee. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Consent agenda is adopted. We have two action items under new business. The first is to consider Resolution R-24-149 and I'll City Attorney to read by title.
Resolution R-24-149, a resolution awarding a bid to Western Millwright Commercial Construction for the Emery Street and 7th Street sidewalks projects and for other purposes. That concludes your reading, Mayor. If you would, entertain a motion second to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Director Trustee, seconded by Director Webb. And Mike Hill will provide the staff report. Welcome.
Well, thank you. All right, the City of Hot Springs was awarded a TAP grant to place sidewalks on Emery and 7th Street near the Hot Springs High School and Junior Academy. The TAP grant is an 80-20 split with 80% provided by the state and 20% provided locally. The project is a high priority for the Hot Springs School District due to the number of students walking to school from the nearby neighborhood and the high volume of traffic. It is such importance to the high school district that they contributed $31,500 to the project. 3 companies responded to the advertisement, and Western Millwright Commercial out of Russellville won the job with a bid of $252,678. We have funding that is available up to $300,000, so we have an additional $47,322 available for change orders to expand the project from the current drawings. Is there any questions?
Any questions of Mike? Very good. Do we have anybody sign up?
No, sir.
Any discussion amongst directors? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Director Dobbs Smith,
Aye.
Webb,
Aye.
Trustee,
Aye.
Mayor McCabe.
Aye. Resolution is adopted. Our final action item of the evening is to consider Resolution R-24-150, and I'll ask the City Attorney to read by title.
Resolution R-24-150, a resolution awarding a bid to Gosley Construction Company, Inc. for the 2024 sidewalk improvement project. That concludes your reading, Mayor. If you would, entertain a motion second to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Director Dobbs Smith,
Second.
by Director Webb, and again, Mike Hill will provide the staff report.
Good evening again. The 2024 sidewalk job used 2 years' worth of sidewalk funding to target 13 streets of the city to improve by repairing existing sidewalks, adding ADA-compliant ramps, filling in missing sidewalk segments, and providing sidewalks around Oaklawn School. We received one bid from Gosley Construction for $768,874. The sidewalk sections will be located in 3 areas of the city. In the downtown convention area, it includes Central Avenue, Exchange, Olive, Spring, Opera, Civic, Laurel, Palm Street. And then we have a long section on Valley Street, and then we have portions along the Third Street, Bell Street, Oaklawn, and Alpine Streets. Do we have any questions?
Director Webb?
Thank you, Mayor. I haven't got any questions, Mike, but I do want to just state that this is a great initiative by our city to put in place these sidewalks. I think it's going to be enhancing public safety for all of those that are in our communities, and I just want to commend you and your staff for bringing this to the board. Thank you.
We're happy that the board made the money available to do this, and I think we're doing something like 150 ADA compliant sidewalk ramps, and I think that's really going to be appreciated by many people in the city.
Mike, the previous resolution, you had 3 bidders. This one, you had 1 bidder.
We had,
Is this, what's the difference between, what is the one more attractive because it's more localized?
well, it's a little spread out. You know, we have like 3 sections, and the Emory 7th Street is a lot closer, so they kind of mobilize in one area, and this one they're going to have to mobilize. Personally, I think there are some people that were concerned about all the AD ramps downtown, because this is a difficult place to work, you know, a lot of traffic. We actually broke the ramps in the central area along the Central Avenue. We broke that as a separate bid item because we thought somebody was going to throw a lot of cost in there for ramps, and they did. They came up quite a bit higher for the ramps in the central area, but I think there was some concerns about working downtown with all the congestion. That's my thought. That I really don't know why they didn't bid. We had one bidder that was just, he put all his stuff in, didn't submit, and he just said we were just a little bit too far out. He got another job, and he said that was closer to his hometown than Hot Springs.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Ms. Harmony, anybody sign up to speak?
No, sir.
Discussion amongst directors? Please call the roll.
Director Webb?
Aye.
Trustee?
Aye.
Dobbs Smith?
Aye.
Mayor McCabe?
Aye. Resolution is adopted, and that completes the action items for this evening. We move on to the Board of Directors' items for discussion. Any items for discussion amongst directors? Director Webb?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to just kind of reaffirm with our city attorney, based on the presence of directors tonight, if I were to suggest or make a motion to bring a tabled item back to the board for the next meeting, could that be possible tonight under our code?
Well, it wasn't on the prepared agenda, so under our code, you would need 2/3 of the elected membership in order to do that. If there's something that you would like to see back on the agenda, we'll try to place it on the agenda. Is this the matter that was previously tabled?
Yes, this is going to be R-24-142. It was an item that was tabled at the August 6th meeting. So what needs to happen here tonight to get it back on the agenda?
You could ask at the agenda meeting next week for the next business meeting. Again, if that were to be added to that agenda, ultimately it would take 2/3 of the membership, 5 members.
Okay, so just for clarification purposes, 2/3 of the membership doesn't mean 2/3 of the members here today. It means out of this 7-member body, it's going to require 2/3 of that whole body. And without all 7 of us here tonight, it's impossible to get 2/3, correct?
2/3 of the elected membership of the Board of Directors.
Okay.
Any other Board of Directors items for discussion? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Director Trustee,
Oh, darn.
seconded by Director,
No, I
What?
said darn.
you what?
Second.
You want to stay? Sun's still out. We got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.